You in there?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Cypher747.
Yes,
I'm back with another video.
Hey, let's go, bro. You know why we here, King.
You guys know who this is? Y'all remember him?
Hey, Pat Hood. Yes, sir.
So it's been a minute since me and my boy Pat have actually sat down together and done a video. He was in, I believe, my second, my third, and my fourth video. You remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, music videos and everything.
Mm-hmm. So lately with the trend of videos that I've been doing have been my self-care Sunday videos, right?
Yeah.
And you know, each one usually has a specific topic. Do you know what this one is?
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, this is the first time sitting in front of the camera, so hey, what is it?
So, with this week, we're going to talk about connections, right?
Hey, okay.
Now, when I say connections, look, how long have I known you?
It's going on about 3 years. Yeah.
Say about
about 3 years.
About 3 years.
Yeah.
Because I got here, let's say September 2017, and then you got here when?
I say June 14 of 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, literally a year or 3 years because it's June now.
Yep.
So when I met this individual, this guy right here, I don't think I was in the best, spot mentally. And he just happened to come to my flight, and we worked the same shift, and we happened to work together. I actually think it was your first shift.
Yeah, because I remember my first shift, I remember I was supposed to, on the gates and stuff, and then it was within that same work cycle that we was supposed to have the X-rays, and like you said, I tell them all the time that I was posted there, and of course I was new, so I was like that weird kid just sitting in the corner, and I didn't know anybody. And I remember he was just joking around, and the way he just kind of carried himself, the energy he projected. I was like, okay, damn, this dude kind of cool. I was like, let me hang out with this guy. So yeah, damn, I think ever since then we just been hanging out, vibing, become the relationship that we have nowadays, family. So yep, 3 years, bro.
Literally 3 years. I specifically remember, we bring it up all the time.
Yeah.
There was one time, I think it was on our off day. I hit him up. I was like, hey, bro, you hungry? Let's go get some food. And where we go?
Facts. Chipotle, bro. Come on, y'all know Chipotle about the games.
So we went to Chipotle, and honestly, I didn't expect the conversation to take the route that it did, but we end up just pretty much opening up off rip to each other about how we grew up, friends that we had in our lives, troubles and trials that we went through. And honestly, it was from that moment that I was like, okay, this guy right here, this dude right in front of me, I felt like I've known him my entire life. You know what I'm saying?
Big facts. Because, speaking on that, it was just one of them things, very rarely, you come across, people that you can, build that connection with, especially, in such a short period of time where you, okay, I never met this. So, we're in a new environment, I'm in a new base, I don't know anybody, and then off rip, it's just kind of dang, me and this guy, really similar, you know what I'm saying? How we would open just kind of look at the perspective of, dang, we were kind of raised the same, we kind of think the same type of thing. So from that day forward, I was like, dang, this is a bro moment, you know what I'm saying? Something cool that you'll never lose sight of, and that's how we just been ever since.
That's facts. Thinking about how far we've came from that moment, and how we grew on with our friendship, right? Mm-hmm. It's only continuously gotten stronger. There's been times where you haven't felt the greatest, as a man, and there's times where I haven't felt the greatest as a man. But not once have I ever felt that I could have not gone to him about anything in my life. And I'm pretty sure he could say the same.
Oh, fact. I think that's one of the things that we all just touched on is that no matter what, we're always a phone call away. For the longest, when we first met each other, we stayed in the dorms that were kind of adjacent from each other. So it was as simple as just hey bro, what you doing? Oh, I'm not doing anything. So we hit each other up, and then boom, it's just a walk away, or like I said, a message or phone call away. And then we got moved to another dorm series where we were literally right down the hall, a walks away. So we would constantly just hey, we needed something, needed to go talk. It was as simple as just oh, let me go hit up my lawyer, let me go hit up my brother or whatever. So hey, definitely build that connection, to be the strength of what it is nowadays. Because yeah, we done came through a lot of trials and tribulations. Honestly, a lot. Especially just speaking as for the age that we are now, like I feel like these are the connections that like you build that last like a lifetime that a lot of people take for granted or they don't truly like um find certain individuals like that, which is like it's hard to come by nowadays. And I think that's why we so close like we are now, you know.
Thanks.
So yeah.
So the reason, the topic I bring up, connections, right? Think about this for a second. Had you not come to my flight, had you not worked that very first shift with me, I don't think this would be a thing.
For sure. I think we would like know of each other,
Mhm.
but it wouldn't be like to like where it is now.
No.
I definitely believe that too.
And it's the fact that, where you grew up and where I grew up, kind of just two different demographics. Yes, we had a pretty much, similar upbringing,
Mhm.
but in terms of where we lived, very different, right?
Yeah.
And just two different men, came into, this part of their life, and all of a sudden now, like, I can call this man my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
through everything we've been through, all the paths we made, pretty much, anything we've conquered together, times that we may have butt heads, we're still brothers regardless.
Right.
We just because of that one time that we worked a shift together, we built that connection
Exactly.
off rip.
Exactly. And like I said, like, it's something that's hard to come by. And I know one thing that I was like kept with me is that I remember my dad was prior Air Force, and he would always tell me that he's like, even to like this day, some of his best friends that he still talks to nowadays, that he hit up, regardless if it's been months or sometimes even over a year, he hit up and they talk like they just never like left. You know what I'm saying? It's like his friend from the Air Force. So that's one thing that I always took to me, just like with me, that once I got to like my first base or wherever I got to where I was going in my Air Force career, that like the people I meet, these are like lifetime people. Like
Mhm.
people that, regardless of where you move on past your military career or whatever you're doing in life, like, dang, these are people I can call like my family, like my brothers. And so, yeah, just from, like I said, that first day we met, bro, I was like, okay, like, this dude owns something. I was like, let me see what he's about. So, hey, bro, it's a long time coming,
Yeah.
bro. A lot of ups and downs, but connection, bro.
Facts. And, just to kind of catch you guys up on some things, he's not going to be here much longer.
Yeah. Getting ready to head out. I got some orders, which kind of translates to I'll be moving to like another base for some of you that like don't understand the military lingo. So I'll be heading overseas to a brand new different country. So
Where you going? Tell the people where you going, bro.
Bro.
Tell them how you got so lucky.
Hey, bro, Anime Central, bro. Y'all know we heading to Japan, the big Japan, man. So like
He got it made, bro. He got it made.
I just gotta look at like I end up doing like a cross train like with my job and stuff. So now I got like cross trained to being like a K9 handler, and yeah, I picked up orders to Japan. So blessings, nothing but blessings. And speaking of connections, when I found out I got those orders, guess who was the first person I called?
He's not bullshit.
The first person I called, like like my brother and I was like, dang, like my fam, like we talked about this. It's something that we spoken to fruition. We believed about, and when they announced it, I got told when I was down there for my training, I was like, I gotta call Malloy. Like I gotta call my fam first. I was like, we talked about this and like it's here. So yeah, just utmost blessings, and like speaking on connection, I feel like the reason that we are as strong as the relationship that we have is because like we hold each other accountable, and I feel like that's what a lot of people don't have. And we had a conversation the other day speaking on the fact of how, and even speaking to you guys individually, think about it. Like you have probably a lot of people in your circle that you associate with that you think about as you call friends, but in a certain extent, put it like this, put it in this perspective, that if you were to have some kind of mishap, you know what I'm saying, you got into some kind of like trouble, or you did something that it was deemed wrong, you know what I'm saying, amongst like yourself or other people, how many of your friends are really gonna come to you and be like, hey man, like you messed up, you know what I'm saying, that's wrong, like, or you shouldn't be doing that, like, carry yourself to do better, like I believe in you, you can do better than that. A lot of people they have like a lot of so-called friends and people they associate with, those be the people that's kind of egging you on, like, oh man, you good, like, you know what I'm saying, like you can do your own thing, or You know what I'm saying? Oh, nothing's wrong with that. Like, but a true friend that really loves you, regardless of, sometimes it's gonna be things that you might not want to hear. But it's the truth. And I feel like when you have those kind of people in your circle, that's when you build that connection to like, dang, this person really cares about me. And we done went through a series of that for as long as we knew each other. It's things that happened. He done told me things I didn't personally want to hear, but I was like, hey, like this dude, like he loved me enough to like be upfront honest because he has my best interest at heart. And so yeah, that's the type of connection like you'll never lose. So like surround yourself around those type of people that's really in your corner, that's really believing in you, really have your best interests at heart, and really pushing and you to be better, and sometimes even believing in you more than you can believe in yourself at times, because you don't come across that every day. And I can say that even as wherever life takes me or wherever I'm headed, when I go to be older, it's like I don't care to be the person that I'm like, oh, I have this many friends. Like if I can have one or two really good friends, such as like the connection that we build, like family, brothers, then like I'll take that any day, because at the end of the day, that's encompasses what life is about. That connection of somebody that's gonna hold me accountable, that really believes in me, that push me to be the best version of myself. And that's what this man has done for me, like since I came to this base. So even though I'm going on to move to do better things, hey, never lose sight of that, because at the end of the day, only a phone call away.
Facts.
And we got that.
It's not like he'll necessarily, be down the road from me, but that doesn't mean that he can't reach out to me anytime, or I can't reach out to him at any time. He's heading a completely different path in life, as well as I'll be going to my own path in life. And I feel like that's how it should be anyways in your group. You guys are brought together for a reason. Once that reason has been accomplished, it's okay to part ways, because it's not on bad terms. You guys have come together for a reason. You've helped each other out, maybe with troubles, maybe it'd be mental troubles, maybe it'd be spiritual troubles, but they're in your life for a reason. And once that reason has been accomplished, like I just said, you'll go your own way, but you'll never forget what those people did for you and how they made you feel during that time. And I think that's most important too, is in our circle, the times that we have felt down, they've been there for us, and they boosted our mood, they boosted our self-esteem, and they've truly seen who we were in our lowest points. But yet, did they judge us for that? No. More than anything, they lent a hand and took care of us even more. And that just goes to show that, like, even just having those friendships, they may start out as a small friendship, but even then, it's gonna have that exponential growth and have that lifetime connection, like you said.
Yeah, and that's definitely a factor. And like I said, once you recognize that and you see that, and you know it for what it is, that's something that you'll trust me. Like once you come across that, it's like one of them things. Like and I'm pretty sure some of you watching this video, like you probably have that one person you like, okay, like this is my friend. No matter what, they have my best interest. They looking out for me. Whether you at the top of the peak of what you're doing, or sometimes even when you at the bottom, and you kind of down on your luck, or you're down on yourself. But a true friend is gonna be there to pick you back up and keep you pushing. And once you have that, like I said, that's a connection life for life. Like you won't never lose sight of that. Like you will always appreciate that, and you won't take it for granted. And it'll also teach you to kind of recognize that when people try to invade like your circle, that's not on that same kind of like vibe and vibration and connection, that you kind of see that, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm kind of good. Like you don't really have my best interest, or you don't. You kind of see sometimes that some people have alternative motives.
Yeah.
So definitely something you don't come across, but when you do, it's a life changing thing.
One thing, I'm always, excuse me, I have something in my throat. I'm always willing to be vulnerable with you guys, with the camera, with anyone who's watching this. I'm always willing to be vulnerable with my friends, with my brothers. So one thing I really want to leave you guys with towards the end of this video is pretty much, if you find yourself in a group that you don't necessarily click with, if you don't necessarily vibe with, like he's saying, it's okay to just separate yourself. It's okay to cut those people off, right? If they're not doing you well, if they're not sitting right in your soul, if you hang out with them and it just doesn't feel right, you should listen to your gut, listen to how you feel, right? And take that time for yourself to work on yourself, to work on stuff that you want to do and activities you enjoy. And you'll find that when you do that, certain individuals will start to gravitate towards you because you're starting to move, you're starting to vibrate on a different level, but it just happens to be their level. And you'll find those connections, and you'll build those connections, and hopefully you guys will have a group of friends, a set of people that you can call family for life. And that's what this was. Didn't have the best group around me. Felt it was necessary to isolate myself and take myself away from that and be like, this is not what I want, this is not who I want to be hanging out with, this is not who I want to associate with. Take time for myself, and the individuals that are in my life, who will come into my life and who need to be in my life, will be there in due time. And that's happened, and I couldn't be more thankful. So
Thanks.
Do you have anything you want to say for the camera?
Pretty much like I say, I feel like you touched on it all. It's just the respect of people that's supposed to be in your life, because not everybody's gonna be in your life forever. Some people are only there for certain seasons of your life to show you certain things, to help you develop certain ways of thinking, or even if that's things to do, or things that you inspire or transpire to do, or things that you look at like, okay, that's not what I want to associate myself with, or that's not what you really believe in, or what I'm saying, you have like your morals in. So once you kind of learn to distinguish that, then you kind of appreciate the fact of okay, it's okay not to be okay with the way that certain people move, or the certain things that people do, or the way they go about certain things. So once you learn that, and like he said, you can just, a lot of times you just draw back and not necessarily have to isolate yourself or cut yourself off from everybody, but just take that time to just self-reflect and look in retrospect, were those the best people to be around? Because I truly believe that when, I can't remember the guy's name, but he says show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Mm-hmm. And if that's a big factor. If you show me who your inner circle is, you show me the way they think, the way they move, the way they progress, or they have perseverance to get through certain things, and that pretty much kind of almost distinguishes you, what I'm saying, and it shows a reflection of you in a sense, because if there's 4 fools in the room and you hang around them, you're bound to be the 5th. So that's all about just connections, just whether that's relationships,
be business partners,
business partner, or whatever, just in general. So connection, folks.
Yeah. Go out there. Don't be afraid to make them. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. I always say that. Anytime I step in front of the camera, anytime I do anything like this, I'm putting my entire life right here. Anything that's going on, anything that I want to discuss and talk about, I'm putting it all, onto you guys, and I'm being 100% vulnerable. I'm pretty sure he can attest to that.
Same.
I have no reason to lie. I have no reason to BS anything. If I feel it needs to be said and I feel it needs to be put out there, I'm gonna put it out there. And I appreciate every single person who does come to my channel, every single person who does comment down below. And like I said, I enjoy those little conversations that we have down there. If you find something that you liked in the video, I will talk to you about it. And believe it or not, we're building a connection that way too. Because every time you come around for a video, there has to have been something that was said, or something that you've seen, something you watched that made you connect with me. You know what I'm saying? And once you comment, because that's your way of interacting with me, then I'm building that connection and that rapport with you guys. I'm starting to, see you guys pop on down below, and I'm like, oh, I remember this person, they commented from this video, and then we start to talk that way. So even then, by putting myself out there, putting myself on the internet, on a platform such as YouTube, we've made connections. So, that being said, I can't thank you guys enough. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Pat, you already know you're my brother, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm always appreciate you. I'm always love you 110%. I'm gonna cry when you leave. I ain't just gonna let you see it though.
Yeah, right.
Nah, he'll probably see it. But anyways, guys, you got anything left for the video?
Hey, y'all know what to do down below. Hit that like button, subscribe. Hey, my man putting out some good content out there, and like, hey, he's only up from here. So, you know, hey, one since day one, man. So keep grinding. I love what you're doing, bro. You definitely moving this in like a positive direction. So, hey, show my man some love, doing great things out here.
Appreciate that, G.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
On the bigger things, baby.
All right, y'all. See you guys later. Stay beautiful. We out.
Yes, sir.